everybody, it's Kim Odekoven, KRO Designs on Instagram and Twitter. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a shaker pocket card that has a removable insert. So it's like a dashboard with sequins in the front, but you can change out the back side so it's more than one time reusable. So that makes it really great to change from month to month. On the back side I did just do a shaker pocket just for ease and simplicity, but I really like the fact that you can change this out whenever you want. So let's get started making that today. Let's go over some supplies that we have. I'm going to move that out of the way. We've got two Becky Higgins Project Life sleeves. Of course, We Are Memory Keepers also make some, and I believe Simple Stories. I've got a 12 by 12 inch here because I need a double facing like this size for my shaker pocket. It's all one piece. Just several layers. So I've got these all lined up, and you want to make sure when you get them lined up is you get the open tops all together on one side. That'll make it easier, and obviously you want to make sure you line up this side. I've got them secured with some bulldog clips just because they slip and slide with the plastic. I've got a self-healing mat just for protecting my surface. I have a magazine which will help guide and help make sure the fusing actually adheres. I've got a piece of paper, and I've got an insert that I'll have to trim to size in a little while after we get our shaker pockets. And of course, because we're making a shaker pocket, we need some sequins. And this time I'm using the lovely sequin mix from Fairytale Scrapbook Club, along with some die cuts and these flares. I've never put flares in a shaker pocket, and I thought, why not try? So this castle here is also from Fairytale Scrapbook Club. The other thing I have here is a see-through ruler, my cutting tool, which I use a rotary cutter. I have a dry erase marker, and it is a fine one, but I did pick red so I can see it better. And then obviously you'll need this thing that comes with your fuse tool. All right, now that we went over supplies, let's get started. First thing you're going to do is have this 12 by 12 Project Life sleeves already here. And what you're going to do is you're going to do your measuring. I've already pre-measured, and I know that I need to fuse these pockets into certain sizes. And this middle part is 1/4 of an inch wide. So with all the measurements aside, I need to make sure that this is 5 inches wide here, 1/4 inch here, and then the length here is 6 3/4. So I'm going to go ahead and make those markings on my plastic, and I'm going to put you on fast forward so you can enjoy. All right, I've got my markings. I'm just going to move it to the white surface so you can see. So I did a pretty heavy hand with the red dry erase marker, but it really doesn't matter because all you just need is some spit and a shirt, and you just take it right off. And again, I've got my 5 inches by 6 3/4 with 1/4 inch in the middle for the B6. And now is the fusing time. This is where you're going to grab your magazine and your work surface, and you want to make sure your fuse tool is flipping hot, like really warm. I've had this plugged in for almost an hour. It's solely because you have got 4 layers of plastic to go through. Now I'm going to go ahead and do this front side on all of the red markings as well as this edge over here, and then I'm going to go ahead and turn it back over and do it on the back side. That is the only way that this is going to make sure it fuses all the parts together, and I'm going to fuse it pretty sternly and quickly, but I'm going to use a lot of pressure. And I'm going to go ahead and do this first one so you can see, and as you can hopefully see in my videotaping here, I've got the ruler all lined up here, and you can see the red mark through it. And I'm going to start at the bottom, and it's okay to go south or farther south towards the past the red marking that's horizontal, and that is just because you're going to chop it off anyway, and it really doesn't matter. So it's nice to get that pressure going. So I've done about 3 rounds of pressure, and I know that those 2 are at least fused together. And if I feel on the back side, there is no way it went through all layers, 4 layers of plastic. I am going to finish up this row. This ruler isn't quite as long as I would have hoped it would be. for this, so you just have to shift the ruler. And as you can see, I have fused those first 2 pages together. I'm just going to put you on hyperlapse one more time as I go through it, and then we'll talk about it at the end as well. All right, now that I've gotten all of my fuses done, I just want to do a quick check. I just go ahead and put my finger inside and make sure that everything I got is sealed. You know, with everything being so clear, it's tough to know what you've got sealed and what you haven't. But it's always best to just double check before you put the sequins in, because you know that mess is going to make. So I've got this and this all ready to go. I'm going to move my fuse tool to the side because the last thing I need is to put the plastic right in the middle of the pockets that I just made. Now is time to fill. All right, so obviously we have, oh, look at that. Didn't fuse well enough. All right, now it's time to fill. We're going to go ahead and grab our sequins and our piece of paper, and as you can see, I have those die cuts in here. Now the only trick about filling them is remembering which direction you want to go. Obviously this 1/4 inch middle part is your seam allowance to go wrapped around the insert. So you want to make sure that your sequins are on the first section here. So there's 4 sections, 1, 2, actually there's 3, but in the first section is where you're going to want to put your sequins. Now for the front part, I think I'm going to go ahead and put some die cuts, and I'm going to make sure they're all facing the correct way. And you're more than welcome to use double-sided tape if that's what you're interested in, to make sure that they stay the right way and you can place them where you want to. I'm going for a more organic effect of them just being in there. Now I'm going to go ahead and move my flair off of here. I'm going to put the flair on the back side. I think that's going to look fantastic that way. So I'm going to go ahead and put my sequins, just about half of them. I'm going to put about half on the front and half on the back. I think that'll make it look good. And then I just fold it up like a burrito and slide it on in. All right. You can see how well we did our fusing. It's not going anywhere. All right. Since we want to make this the front with the back being the pocket where we put our insert in, this is the point where you want to make sure that you seal the front shut, only with the first 2 layers. You're going to want to take your piece of paper and just kind of eyeball it to be just about what you would need to insert it in here. This is kind of act like insulation. It's not going to let the sequins come out, and it's not going to let you fuse all 4 of those layers together. You can obviously use your guide once again. If you feel comfortable, go ahead and make a marking with your dry erase marker, and that will guide you where you need to fuse again. All right, I'm going to go ahead and fuse this guy shut. All right, I have those first two pieces of plastic fused together. Therefore, I have a pocket on the back side ready for my insert. Let's do this side first before we tackle the insert. Again, you'll want to take your piece of paper, put your glitter on there, or your sequins, or whatever you're going to put in there. And again, keep in mind this is going to be on the back side. So you want to make sure you orientate it the way you want it to be. I'm going to have my flare facing the back side. Does that make sense? So you can see it easier when you are flipping through your notebook. All right, in goes the sequins in that first section of pocket, along with my flair. Adorable flair by Fairytale Scrapbook Club. Put in a piece of die cut and get any of the rogue pieces here. All right, now it's time to seal up this pocket completely, all 4 layers. Now, don't forget to go ahead and flip it over and do the back side because you are doing all 4 layers once again. Double check that it's sealed up tight. I'm going to go ahead and do this one little corner. All right, the back side is officially all sealed up. The front side, the only thing we need to do is size our insert for our pocket. And again, since I did 5 by 6 3/4, we just want to shrink that down just a little bit so it slides in and out evenly. All right, let's see if this thing fits beautifully in our pocket. And it does. Now, if you have any leftover red dry erase marker that you'd like to get rid of, it's just super easy. Just wipe with your fingers. You could always use a baby wipe, and that will come off in a heartbeat. How cute does that look? Let's do our final trimming and get it in our notebook. Of course, you can do trimming with some scissors. Now let's get this inside to see what it looks like. Oh, it fits just perfect in our notebook. Thanks for stopping by today. I hope you enjoyed the quick tutorial. Feel free to comment and don't forget to subscribe. Bye.